Hello mathematicians. Today we see a nice real analysis problem asked in NBHM 2020 PhD scholarship exam. Let f be a family of continuous real valued functions on open 0, infinity defined by f script f consists of functions from open 0, infinity to r satisfying f of x equal to 2x for all x belongs to open 0, infinity. Okay. Then, which of the following statement is true or false? Any function belongs to f is bounded, uniformly continuous, differentiable. You suppose there is a sequence of function which is uniformly bounded, then f has a uniformly convergent subsequence. Okay. Okay. In this problem, we just need to know how to understand this condition. Okay. Once you understand how to visualize this condition pictorially, then we are very much through. We can eliminate that. I mean we know which options are true, which options are false. Okay, so first let's see. It is given that f of x equal to f of 2x. Okay, now you see, this is my interval closed 1 comma 2. So I have written 1 here, I have written 2 here. Then this is my interval closed interval 2 comma 4. This is 2 4. Then this is the interval 2 comma 16. So 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 1, 2 square, 2 square, 2 cube. I think I should have put uh, 8 here, 8 and so on. Okay, so then the next we look at a closed interval 8 comma 16. Now in open 0 comma infinity, so this is my 0 and infinity, it goes this side. So if I take a point alpha in open 0 comma infinity, say this point, then this point lies in closed interval 4 comma infinity. Okay, now you divide this by 2, then this point will lies in closed interval 2 comma 4. Now again you divide it by 2, you get alpha by 4. This point will lies in closed interval 1 by 2. Okay, so similarly you take any point in the interval open 0 comma infinity, this point will belongs to some interval of this form closed interval 2 comma n, and actually one side we can take it to be open. So so any alpha belongs to open 0 comma infinity belongs to this interval of this form in a unique interval. Okay, so that is clear. Now this point alpha, if I take it to be greater than 1, then I need to keep dividing it by 2. Suppose that point is lies between open 0, open 1, or open 0 closed 1. Okay, suppose this is my point which lies in open 0, let's see open 1. Okay, so this beta lies in open 0 comma open 1. Now this side we take 1 comma 2, then 2 comma 4. This side we take 1 comma 1 by 2, 1 by 2 comma 1 by 4, 1 by 4 comma 1 by 8. So the positive side intervals we are considering are 2 power n comma 2 power n plus 1. In the in the after 1, the interval we are considering are like closed interval 2 power n comma open interval 2 power n plus 1. In open 0 comma 1, we look at intervals of this form closed interval open 2 power n plus 1 comma uh, this doesn't matter, like we are taking, or maybe we take open interval, but doesn't matter. It is not going to make any problem. So say we take open interval. Okay, so if you take any beta, it will belongs to a unique interval of this form. To make it unique only I put it open interval one side. Otherwise the end point will belongs to two intervals. Okay, so now I take a beta in open 0 comma 1. It will belongs to either like open 1 closed 1 by 2, or closed 1 by 4 open 1 by 2, or closed 1 by 8 open 1 by 4, and so on. So once you got a beta, suppose you multiply this beta by 2, it will belongs to closed interval 1 by 4 comma open 1 by 2. If you multiply it again by 2, you will get a closed 1 by 2 in open 1. Again if you multiply it by 2, so 8 times beta will belongs to closed interval 1 comma open 2. Okay, so what we are observing is You take any x belongs to open 0 comma infinity, then there is a y belongs to closed interval 1 by 1 comma 2, closed interval open 1, closed interval 1 open 2 in that interval, and you can find a n belongs to integer such that x equal to 2 power n times y. Okay, so if the point you are taking, if it is belongs to closed 1 comma open 2, then you can take this point n to be 0. Okay, because this point y can be taken as x. Okay, you can take y equal to x. Next, we claim that f of x equal to f of y. Okay. Now, suppose this n is positive number. Okay. We have x equal to 2 power n y. We want to prove f of x equal to f of y. Okay. So, how to prove f of x equal to f of y? It is given that f of x equal to f of 2x, or this can be rewritten as f of x by 2 equal to f of x. That is also another way of writing. Okay, so whatever number is here, it's twice should be here. So if I put x by 2 here, I will put x here. Okay, these two are just equivalent condition. Now since suppose n is positive, okay, then from this condition f of 2 power n y is equal to f of 2 power n minus 1 times y, that is equal to f of 2 power n minus 2y, etc, etc. You get equal to f of y. Okay, so what I am saying is, maybe I'll write here, suppose n is a positive number, then f of x equal to f of 2 power n times y equal to f of 2 power n minus 1 times y. Why? Because like if you like f of x is equal to f of x by 2 also, you can divide by 2 also, that is also allowed. So if I divide by 2 this number, I get 2 power n minus y. So I can keep dividing by 2, finally I will get f of y. Okay, so similarly, if n is negative, so therefore this power comes here is a negative number. If I multiply this expression by 2, what I will get? I will get minus n plus 1. Correct, I am multiplying by 2, I'll get minus n plus 1, next time minus n plus 2, and so on. Finally, so every time the this is like, suppose this is minus 10, this is minus 9, minus 8, then finally it will come to be 2 power 0, that is 1, we'll get f of y. Okay, okay, so what happens is, you take any point in open 0 comma infinity, image of that point is equal to image of a point in the closed interval 1 comma 2. That is what we are observing. Once you observe that, this problem is easy. And for this function f of x equal to function satisfying f of x equal to f of 2x, this interval closed interval 1 open 1 comma closed interval 1 comma open 2, that interval is called a fundamental domain. Okay, so again, if f of x equal to f of 3x, f of x equal to f of 4x, any number is given, you can find a suitable interval, the suitable fundamental domain. Okay, that is what it is very important. So like, if in the next time if they give f of x equal to f of 3x also, you just need to choose closed interval open closed interval 1 comma open 3, and the same idea will work. Okay, think about it. Okay, now therefore f is uniquely defined by its value on the interval closed 1 by 2 comma closed 1 comma open 2. Okay, because of this result. Once you know in this interval, then everywhere else the image is fixed because of these results. Okay, okay, so like we will see what is the first option. The first option is function is bounded. Let's see whether it is bounded. We'll we are looking at functions satisfying f of x equal to f of 2x. First, we'll construct some examples of functions. Okay, so let's take a function g from open 0 comma infinity to r, satisfying, so it is a continuous function satisfying, be a continuous function. Let's write continuous function satisfying g of x equal to g of log 2 plus x. So image of x and image of log 2 plus x are equal. Such functions are called periodic function with period log 2. Okay, now given this function, so this Okay, given this function, we define a new function h of x to be composition of the function g with the function log x. Okay, so this is my new function h of x defined in terms of this periodic function of period log 2. Now we calculate h of 2x. Okay, h of 2x will be g of log 2x. This is g of product by product rule, g of log 2 plus log x. This is equal to g of log x because g is a periodic function of period log 2. But what is g of log of x? This is h of x. Okay. Therefore, you take any continuous function satisfying g of x equal to g of log 2 plus x. If you composite that function with log function, the resulting function will be an element of the given set f. Okay, so it satisfies h of x equal to h of 2x. So all these functions satisfy, so all this function belongs to f. Conversely, you take any function from f that can be written in this form, h of x equal to a periodic function of period log 2 times composition with log x. So that is what next we prove. Conversely, every f belongs to f is of the form g of log x, where g is a periodic function of period log 2. Let's see how to prove that. So let f belongs to f, then f satisfies f of x equal to f of 2x. Now we claim that f of x equal to g time log x for some g. Okay, so what is g? That is the question. We'll find from this function equation we calculate g. So f equal to g composition log. Okay, so whatever log we are speaking here, all these logarithms are to the base e, natural logarithm. Remember it. So if you bring so in both the sides you composite a log inverse. Okay, note that in open 0 comma infinity log x is a bijection, therefore it has a inverse. Its inverse is the exponential function. So if you composite f composition log, if you composite log inverse in both the sides, this log and this log inverse will get cancelled. You get g equal to f composition e power x. Okay. Okay, so now we got what is g. So this is, so we are given a function f, we need a function g whose periodicity is log 2. Now with that function, if you composite log x, you should get the function f of x. Okay, that is the idea. So now we claim that this function g has period log 2. So we calculate what is g of log 2 plus x. This is equal to, by definition, g of x equal to f of e power x. Therefore, g of log 2 plus x equal to f of e power log 2 plus x. Okay. So this is g of x. Now e power log 2 plus x equal to e power log 2 is 2 and e power x. So f of x, f of 2 e power x, that is equal to f of e power x. Okay, because f belongs to script f, so it satisfies this condition. So you get this is f of e power x, but f of e power x is by definition g of x. Okay, therefore g is a periodic function of period log 2. Now f is a continuous function, e power x is a continuous function, therefore f composition g is a continuous function, therefore g is a continuous function. Okay, so note that in the problem it is given that we continuous function satisfying this condition, therefore f is continuous. So now we know what is g. Now if you composite log with the function g, like this log and e power x will cancel, we'll get f. Okay, so what we have proved it, any function f belongs to f is of the form g of log x, where g is a periodic function with a period log 2. Now why this log 2 is coming? Because this 2. Okay, now if you have f of x equal to some f 5 power x, then you will have this different number here. Okay. Okay, now let's continue. Now we know how the elements looks like in the set script f. So now we can explicitly construct elements inside f. How do we construct explicit element inside f? So you construct a function which satisfies this condition, periodic function of period log 2. Once you have this periodic function, then you can composite that function with log x to construct a function in the script f. Okay, so now I need a function whose periodicity is log 2. How to construct a periodic function of period log 2? We have an example of a period function. What is periodic function? The elementary example is sin x. Sin x has period 2 pi, right? So now we adjust the periodicity suitably. so that it will have period log 2. So we define g of x equal to sine of 2 pi x by log 2. Okay, let's see what is the period of this function. Now g of log 2 plus x equal to sine of 2 pi log 2 plus x by log 2. Now 2 pi of log 2 plus x by log 2. So this log 2 will cancel. You'll get 2 pi x by log 2. So sine of 2 pi plus 2 pi x by log 2. This is equal to sine of 2 pi x by log 2. And this is what? This is g of x by definition. Therefore, you have a function whose periodicity is 2 pi. Okay, so if you consider function f of x equal to sine x, this function has period 2 pi. Now you want a function whose period is log 2. So what do? You first multiply its periodicity in front, then you divide by the your desired periodicity, then the resulting function will have the period log 2. That is the idea. Remember, it is a very very important trick. From suppose you want from from sin x, you can construct a periodic function of any periodicity by using this technique. Okay, so that is the idea. uh, okay, so we get we get g of x equal to sine 2 pi x by log 2. This function has period log 2. So if you compose log x with this function, that function h of x equal to g of x composition log x will belongs to f. So if you compose this function with log x, this log x will come in front of x. So sine of 2 pi log x by log 2, this belongs to script f. Okay, but this function is not uniformly continuous in open 0 comma infinity, because if a function is uniformly in open 0 comma infinity, then it can be extended to close 0 infinity also. But limit h tends to 0, h of x does not exist, because limit h tends to 0, log x does not exist. Okay, therefore this function is not uniformly continuous and it is an element of f. Therefore we conclude that any f belongs to f is uniformly continuous is false. Okay, maybe we write false here. What about boundedness? Now g is a continuous function and it is a continuous periodic function. Okay, so with the period log 2, so like it is a simple exercise. You can prove that g is a, like any continuous periodic function, is a bounded function. Okay, now even though you are compositing log x with g, so this is an unbounded function, but since g is a bounded function, overall g composition log x is a bounded function. Therefore, since every element of f is of the form g of log x for a periodic function of period log 2, we get every f belongs to f is also bounded. Okay, so how to prove every continuous periodic function uh, on open 0 comma infinity is bounded? You just draw the diagram, you can immediately see that it is a bounded function. Okay, then using that observation you can rigorously prove it is bounded also. So the first option is true. Every function belongs to script f is bounded. So let's see whether the elements are differentiable or not. Okay, so now we define g of x equal to uh, let's we define g of x equal to mod sine 2 pi x by log 2. Okay, again you can verify that g is a continuous function of period log 2. The same proof will work. Therefore now if you compose log x with this function g of x, we will get this function modulus of sine 2 pi log x by log 2. This function is also an element of f, because it is obtained by compositing log x with the function of period log 2. Okay, now we claim that this function is not differentiable at certain points. Okay, we know that mod x is not differentiable at 0. Therefore wherever this function takes the value 0, at that point this function is not differentiable. So when sine 2 pi log x by log 2 will be 0, sine n pi equal to 0 for all n belongs to integers. So we want this quantity to be equal to n pi. So simplifying this, you will get x equal to e power n log 2 by 2. N belongs to integers. Okay, Now, if you substitute this e power n log 2 by 2, you will get sin n pi, which is 0. Therefore, at these points, e power n log 2 by 2, where n belongs to its integers, at all those points, this function is not differentiable. Therefore, the third option, where what it says that every f belongs to f is differentiable, is false. Okay. So now the fourth option, it says that every uniformly bounded sequence in f has a uniformly convergent subsequence. So let's see whether that option is true. That is a much simpler option compared to other options. So yeah, yeah. So we define a function, sequence of function fn of x. Fn of x equal to sine 2 pi n log x by log 2. Okay. Then modulus of fn of x less than or equal to 1 for all n. Why? Because we have a sign here, mod sin x less than or equal to 1. Therefore, fn of x is uniformly bounded by 1. Now we claim that this sequence of function fn doesn't have a uniformly converging subsequence because this sequence doesn't have a pointwise limit. Okay, so if this sequence doesn't have a pointwise limit, its any subsequence also will not have pointwise limit. Okay, so let's see why this sequence doesn't have a pointwise limit. We will show that at one point this sequence doesn't converges. So pointwise limit means you fix a x here, then you let n tend to infinity. That limit of that sequence is the value f of x. Okay. So you have to do for all the points x belongs to open 0 comma infinity. That will define the function f of x, which we call the pointwise limit. Okay. We will explicitly construct a point x at which limit n tend to infinity fn of x doesn't exist. Okay. So we know that sin n, limit n tend to infinity sin n doesn't exist. So we want this quantity be equal to n. Okay, so sine 2 pi by n by log x by log 2 equal to n. If you simplify this, you get x equal to e power log 2 by 2 pi. Now fn of e power log 2 by 2 pi equal to sine of 2 pi n times log 2 by 2 pi. So this 2 pi cancel, and this log 2 cancel, only this n survives. It is equal to sin n. Therefore fn of this point equal to sin n. Now if you let limit n to infinity, this limit does not exist. Note that this is a positive number, this is a positive number, therefore e power this also positive number. Okay, anyway, e power any number is positive, we don't need to worry about it. So at this point, pointwise limit does not exist. So once for a sequence pointwise limit does not exist, then its any subsequent also pointwise limit does not exist. Okay, therefore if it doesn't have even have a pointwise limit, then uniform converging is not at all possible. Therefore this option also false. Okay. Okay guys, this is one of my favorite problem. I was enjoying doing this problem. And like, if you learned something new from this video, please click the like button and share with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.